UFC Fight Night Burns versus Brady is this weekend, and I'm going to go through and break down every single fight on the card, picking who I think is going to win and how they get it done. Starting with the first fight, Andrade Petroski versus Dylan Budka. Dylan Budka cannot fight. He is terrible. He is supposedly a wrestler with, wrestling credentials. High school champ this, state champ that, collegiate wrestler this, collegiate champ that. None of it matters because he can't get a takedown. He couldn't take down Cesar Almeida in his UFC debut. And then we saw Cesar Almeida get taken down by some of the worst takedown entries possibly of all time by Roman Kopylov. So it really makes you wonder how a collegiate wrestler and a guy who has been wrestling since high school couldn't take down Cesar Almeida, but Roman Kopylov, who had some of the most poorly timed takedown entries of all time, got him down with ease. So, because Dylan Budka is a wrestler who is literally incapable of getting a takedown, I'm going to pick Andrade Petroski to beat him up bad. Dylan Budka just does not belong in the UFC. He's terrible at fighting. I would be very, very surprised if he won this fight. Petroski might be the lock of the card. Dylan Budka, however you say his name, he's fucking shit. I don't care how you say it. He's awful. I'm going to go Petroski by decision. Oh, Yeezaw versus Gabriel Santos. I'm going to probably go with Gabriel Santos. I mean, Gabriel Santos is losing to Lerone Murphy, which that's a fine loss to have. Lerone Murphy is very good. And he's losing to David Onama, getting KO'd by David Onama. I can live with that. That's fine. And Yeezaw is a guy who's coming off the road to UFC, which is like the Asian-based fucking UFC tough thing where they have a bunch of Asian fighters competing, and then they give him a contract. He's coming off of that. So I mean, Gabriel Santos has been in there with better people. He's got more experience, so I'm gonna go Gabriel Santos over Yeezaw. I don't mind a loss to Lerone Murphy. I don't mind a loss to David Onama. They're both better than Yeezaw. So I'm going to just trust I'm going to trust Gabriel Santos to get it done. Low confidence, but I'll take Gabriel Santos. Moving up, Felipe dos Santos versus Andre Lima. No odds, because there's never odds, because the site sucks. This is a good fight. This is a really good fight. I think I'm going to go with Andre Lima. I like Andre Lima a lot. I think he's pretty good. I was a little concerned in his last fight against Mitch Raposo, who stepped in on short notice. A split decision. Should not have been a split decision, by the way. I'm not judging that. It was one of the worst scorecards ever. Clearly won that fight. But he still didn't look great in that fight. Going the distance with Mitch Raposo, who's coming in on short notice, and I'm not really fond of him anyway. I don't think he's that good. I would like to see him look a little bit better, but he is a really good striker. He's really quick. He's got good low kicks. And I know Felipe dos Santos had a close fight with Manel Kape, but if I'm being completely honest, Manel Kape is a little overrated. I don't think he's great. I'm not saying Manel Kape is unranked flyweight worthy, but I don't think he's as good as everyone makes him out to be. And then a split decision over Victor Altamirano, I'm not a big fan of that. So I think I'm going to go Andre Lima. That might be an underdog pick. I have no idea. I wish I knew. Good thing they have odds for Jaqueline Amorim and Vanessa's Demopoulos, dude. Wow. Thank God they have that. Why does Isaac Dulgarian not have a picture? Okay. Isaac Dulgarian, the guy who's actually a pretty good up-and-coming prospect, is fighting an absolute NPC bot Brendon Marotte, who has a picture, but Dulgarian doesn't. I'm not kidding, this is one of the worst fights I've ever seen put together. This is some of the most poor matchmaking, possibly of all time. Brendon Marotte is an absolute can. He's a certified NPC bum. Isaac Dulgarian is gonna smoke him. Like, I don't know what this matchmaking is. I get it. They're trying to build back Isaac Dulgarian after losing to Christian Rodriguez, who's a fucking scumbag piece of shit loser. So they're giving him a layup. I get that. But, like, dude, Brendon Marotte is, like, he probably wouldn't make it in the PFL, if I'm being completely honest. This guy's a bum. He is awful. Isaac Dulgarian's going to smoke him. Like, I don't know what these odds are, but Dulgarian should be like a minus fucking 10,000 favorite. This is awful. Dulgarian, if Dulgarian loses to Brendon Marotte, you've got to cut him. Like, I don't know what to say. Brendon Marotte's awful. Dulgarian is going to smoke him. I'm going to say Dulgarian subs him in round 1. Jaqueline Amorim versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Or Vanessa Demopoulos. I don't care. She's a minus 380 favorite. I'll take Amorim. Ryan Spann versus OSP. Dude. Oh my God. I think I'm just going to go with Ryan Spann because he's not 42 years old or whatever OSP is at this point. Like, Ryan Spann has power in his hands. He's kind of shit, but like, OSP's 40. I'm not picking him. I don't care if he beat Kennedy Nzechukwu. He sucks ass. Like, that's pathetic. OSP's old, slow, plotty. Ryan Spann, dude, Ryan Spann's not good either, but like, I'm going to take Ryan Spann over OSP. He's old. He's washed. Ryan Spann, I think he's probably going to catch him. OSP's a little chinny. So I'll take Ryan Spann by round 2 KO. Rong versus Chris Padilla. Dude, what a fight this is. Rong is coming off road to UFC as well. He's pretty well rounded. He's got 24 wins. He's got a lot of finishes. Like, he's a good finisher. Chris Padilla, dude, I'm gonna be honest. He beat James Lontop. Dude, James Lontop, I'm going to be honest, he's looking like a bit of a scrub. No wins in the UFC. Chris Padilla was a big underdog in that fight. He got it done, if I'm not mistaken. I think Rong Zhu is going to get it done because I trust his finishing potential. He's got a much better record. Chris Padilla is just kind of a bot who they wanted to give James Lontop a free win. But it turns out James Lontop sucks dick, so Chris Padilla beat him. And now he's going to lose to Rong Zhu. I'm going to go Rong Zhu by round 1 KO. Now we get to the real men. Trevor Peek versus Yanal Ashmouz. Trevor Peek is just kind of garbage. But I want to pick him. I wish I knew the odds. Trevor Peek's probably an underdog. Am I really gonna pick Trevor Peek? He's so shit. I'm gonna take Trevor Peek. I've picked Trevor Peek every time he's fought. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna pick Trevor Peek every time he fights. Trevor Peek is gonna go out there and standing hammer fist Yanal Ashmouz and KO him. He's gonna get him out of there in round 1. Yanal Ashmouz, he's pretty well rounded. He can strike, he can grapple, he can wrestle, he can kind of do it all. Trevor Peek, he's not with any of that, right? He's gonna go out there and trudge forward and throw a standing hammer fist with no technique, and he just finds a way to win. So Yanal Ashmouz, he just strikes me as a guy who is a quitter. Like, I think if you pressure Yanal Ashmouz, he will crumble and fold like a little bitch. And I think Trevor Peek can do that. I think he can pressure Yanal Ashmouz and fold and make him fold. So I'm going to trust the Chad Trevor Peek to just Chad his way through the fight, put pressure on Yanal Ashmouz and make him crumble like a soy little man. So I'll take Trevor Peek to win that one. I'll say he gets it done by round 2 KO. Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. I am going to take Alessandro Costa because Matt Schnell cannot take a clean punch to save his life. Matt Schnell, he's a guy you can, like, if you look too hard in his direction, he might get knocked out. If a gust of wind blows too hard in the direction of Matt Schnell, he's gonna go unconscious. Alessandro Costa, he's pretty powerful. He gave Steve Erceg a tough fight. He's got a couple KOs in a row now, or at least maybe not in a row, but he's got a couple KOs recently. Not sure exactly if they were in a row or not. Let me check right now. No, he KO'd Kevin Borjas, like ground and pound. Then he lost to Steve Erceg, and then he KO'd Jimmy Flick with ground and pound. So he's pretty powerful. I think he's going to be able to get Matt Schnell down, or he could just fucking knock him out. Like, Matt Schnell is shit, and he can't take a punch. I'm going to say Alessandro Costa KOs him in one. Like, Matt Schnell, until he proves that he cannot get KO'd, I'm not going to pick him to not get KO'd. So let's go Alessandro Costa by round 1 KO. Steve Garcia. Whoa, Steve Garcia's ranked 9th? That's not right. What the fuck? Steve Garcia. No, okay, this is because this was Calvin Kattar, and they still have his ranking, because this was Calvin Kattar versus Kyle Nelson, and then he pulled out. Steve Garcia is not ranked 9th at featherweight. This UFC site is so awful. Steve Garcia steps in to fight Kyle Nelson, and this is really... man, Steve Garcia, dude, he's a guy that you'd never want to pick against, just because he's kind of like Trevor Peek. He just finds a way to get it done. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Steve Garcia. He's got momentum. He's got 4 KO wins in a row. Yeah, I'm just going to take Steve Garcia. He's hot. No diddy. He's got momentum. He's active. And Kyle Nelson's getting a little older, even though they're almost the same age, just only 1 year apart. I thought Steve Garcia was a little younger, but... yeah, I'm just going to take Steve Garcia. I could see Kyle Nelson getting it done. I don't know who the favorite is, but yeah, Tapology, 76% Steve Garcia. And of that 76%, 88 by KO. I'm probably going to side with that. Yeah, I'll go Steve Garcia by KO over Kyle Nelson. I think that's going to be the pick. Jessica Andrade versus Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is a pretty big favorite. I'm probably going to go Jessica Andrade. Like, I don't see a reason not to pick Jessica Andrade, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I know Natalia Silva's on fire. She hasn't lost in, like, years. But, you know, she's beating Vivian Araujo. I don't really care. Andrea Lee, I don't care. Victoria Leonardo can. Like... Jasmine Jasudavicius, that's a good win. That's 2 years ago. Like, I know Jessica Andrade had a spill a couple years ago, or like just a year ago, where she lost 3 in a row. But yeah, she lost 3 in a row to Erin Blanchfield, Yan Xiaonan, and Tatiana Suarez. So those are 3 pretty good losses to have. And then she bounces back and beats Mackenzie Dern and Marina Rodriguez, even though that fight was close. And I thought Marina Rodriguez won. I don't know, dude. I just have a feeling that Jessica Andrade is going to win. You know, she's built like a man, with all due respect, of course. Natalia Silva is a little too feminine, in my humble opinion. Jessica Andrade, she's going to win. She's got more testosterone in her body. Natalia Silva, she's just too feminine. She's got too much estrogen. Jessica Andrade is going to win by out testosteroning Natalia Silva. So I'll take Jessica Andrade to get it done. I mean, plus 210. I didn't think it'd be that big. Maybe those odds are wrong. They're wrong all the time, but I'll go Jessica Andrade. Main event, Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Gilbert Burns is an underdog. I'm going to pick him. Sean Brady, I know he beat Kelvin Gastelum, but I don't really care, if I'm being honest. Like, that doesn't really move me in the year of 2023. I believe that fight happened. Like, it's not moving me. Kelvin Gastelum's a fat loser. He would beat you up. Yeah, I don't care, dude. I can still call him a fat loser. So, you know what? Kiss my ass. Sean Brady lost to Bilal Muhammad, standing TKO. Obviously not a good look. I know Bilal Muhammad is a champion now. But, dude, Bilal Muhammad, he couldn't kill a fly. You're getting standing TKO'd by him. I don't like that. I think Gilbert Burns has a lot more power than Sean Brady. People are going to say Gilbert Burns, oh, he's washed. I know he's 38 years of age. He just turned 38, though. And look at his losses. JDM, a fight he was winning before he wasn't. Like, he was looking good in that fight. He was up on the scorecards against a young up-and-coming prospect. A loss to Bilal Muhammad, a way better loss than Sean Brady had. I'll just say that. He didn't get standing TKO'd in round 1. Or was it round 2? I don't fucking know. Either way, he didn't get standing TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad. And then he beat Jorge Masvidal. He beat Neil Magny. And then he lost to Chimaev in a pretty close fight. Like, those are 3 losses I'm fine with. I don't think Gilbert Burns is washed. I don't think Sean Brady's going to beat Gilbert Burns on the feet. And if he goes to the ground, I know Gilbert Burns, he's a little overrated as a submission specialist. He's not some guy who's going to, you have to like be super scared of on the ground. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Brady submitted him. That would not surprise me. But I think Gilbert Burns is just better than Sean Brady. Until Sean Brady, like I said, man, a win over Kelvin Gastelum doesn't move me. I don't really care. I just don't think Sean Brady's ready. I don't think he's that good. Like, until he improves his stand-up tremendously, and maybe he has, then I'm going to go Gilbert Burns. I think he's got a lot of power in his hands. He's going to be able to match Sean Brady on the ground. I don't think Sean Brady's going to have his way with Gilbert Burns on the ground. I think he'll be able to hold his own and at least earn some respect on the ground from Sean Brady. And I could see Gilbert Burns getting it done by a KO, honestly. I could see him KOing Sean Brady, maybe dropping him and submitting him, something like that, or just winning a decision. I'm going to take Gilbert Burns, and I'm going to say he gets it done by round 2 TKO over Sean Brady. I just don't see it with Sean Brady. I hate the Bilal Muhammad loss. You look like a soy bitch. Like, how are you, like, fight back, dude? You're just letting Bilal Muhammad throw punches after punches, and you're just standing there taking it. Do something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I know he bounced back and beat Gastelum, but Gastelum is not Burns. Like, there's 2 different levels to that. So I'm going to take Gilbert Burns, round 2 TKO in the main event. Those are my picks for UFC Fight Night Burns versus Brady. Let me know who you guys think is going to win in the main event. You going with Gilbert Burns or you going with Sean Brady? Let me know, and I will see you next time.